top and bottom by A. So the bottom will multiply top and bottom by B. That will be the common denominator. So you can see I get 1 minus, and I'll write the A first, so AB, over, no, over, what's the denominator? A, over 1 minus AB over B. Okay, so we've accomplished the first step, which is usually the most difficult for people. Now, after you get through the first step, which is to make one fraction the numerator, one fraction the denominator, we then multiply by the reciprocal. We don't like to divide fractions. We multiply by the reciprocal. We multiply by b over 1 minus ab. Your third step is to simplify. And you'll notice that often you'll find things that will cancel. What cancels here? Yes. We end up with b divided by a. Ella, can you do me a favor? See my stereo? Power button is on the lower left-hand side. Press that. Nope. Big receiver, right? Yeah, up. There you go. That guy. Lower left-hand side. Boom. Thank you. All right. Appreciate that. Okay, we flip it over. Let's try problems more difficult. All right. Lots of X's, lots of Y's, huh? Yeah, it's kind of, tempting to just like cross some things off and call it good, right? I mean, well, let's not do that. All right. So we have to find a common denominator in the top. What do I multiply top and bottom by right here? Y squared over y squared. And here, x squared over x squared. So the top numerator will be x to the third minus y to the third over x squared y squared. That's the top. Let's look at the bottom. 1 minus y squared, or 1 over y squared minus 1 over x squared. Common denominator will be x squared y squared, so I multiplied y squared over y squared, x squared over x squared. And I get good. So I've now accomplished the first task. You always follow this procedure. Now I move to multiplying by the reciprocal. What do you notice? The x squareds, y squareds do cancel. You're left with x to the third minus y to the third over x squared minus y squared, which is x minus y. Right. Can't do that, folks. Come on. Maddie looked at me. She knew that inside it didn't feel right? No? Yes. How? Okay, excellent thought. Difference of two cubes, difference of two squares. Well, he gave you 40 seconds to come up with an answer. How much more of a delay do you want him to give you? He knew the answer before he started the problem, for crying out loud. All right, so the bottom factors quite easily, but the top, you remember that as you factor the difference of two cubes, you square the front, square the back, put the two multiplied together. Back is always plus. Middle is opposite what you see there. The answer is x squared plus xy plus y squared all over x plus y. Maybe Tuesday. I'll give you $1 if you can factor the top. Because I can't. Hold on. I will rephrase that. I can factor the top, but it will take me about 40 minutes to do so. All right. Well, can I show you one small thing? Factors, right? But if I put this on the board, you would say that this factors, but these don't, right? And what we will get to later on in the year, which is the fundamental theorem of algebra, which states that every single polynomial does factor. Now, it might not factor to integers, but I gave you the example just yesterday where x squared minus 3 actually does factor to x minus the root of 3 times x plus the root of 3, right? And maybe you are smart enough to know that x squared plus 4 factors to x minus 2i and x plus 2i. So when we say things don't factor, technically every single polynomial does factor. Just maybe not to the integers that you would like. Fundamental theorem of algebra doesn't get much better than that. All right. 11. What might you be tempted to do for problem number 11? Right? So that's the temptation, which is entirely incorrect. What does y to the negative 1 mean? Thank you. 1 over y plus 1 over x over if anybody would like to see a very interesting way of doing that problem after I show you this, I'd be happy to show you. So anyway, now at this point, I have one fraction in the denominator? Yes, I do. So I only have to worry about the numerator. What will be the common denominator of the numerator? xy. So multiply top and bottom by y, top and bottom by x. So x plus y over xy over 1 over xy. Now what? Multiply by the reciprocal. What happens? Not today. Anna, how are we doing? Anna, when's your birthday? August 3rd? Good boy. Okay, so I was going to talk to you about that. I'm kind of a pack rat, and I've collected student. She's not here anymore. She did used to talk about me, didn't she? Okay, all right, okay. So, Brenda. So yeah, so however it works, and I'd be happy to help. Kind of, they're pretty heavy, but if there's a card I can dump the stuff in, that'd be great. Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay, well that doesn't work out very well then, does it? Because it'll like already happen, right? Well, yeah, we'll figure something out. Okay, your assignment, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay, okay. No, do your assignment.